Hey everybody, welcome back to another recap of 90 Day Fiance the other way.
Yes.
Um where are my notes?
I'm like, are you glitching?
Yeah, well, I don't my notes went away and I'm like,
Mm.
where's what's happening? Um
Mm-mm.
let's start with our new couple.
Oh yeah, which I completely forgot we were getting.
Yeah, and I don't know how I feel about them.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a little excited because I feel like, first of all, a secret marriage always reveals. It just always gives us something fun, a little spice,
No.
and then we're getting Big Ange finding out that her daughter's been married for 2 years. So I'm a
Yeah.
little I'm a little excited.
Yeah. I mean I can see that. I feel like for them to show up this late in the season makes me wonder how invested are we going to be with them, or I don't know. I
It
don't know.
made me wonder if we are
Gonna lose
losing
somebody.
another couple,
That too. Hopefully it's
or
James
if
and
somebody's
Tatha.
kind of child, because they
I hate them.
drain me.
I hate every all of them.
You
The
know how I feel about.
Indonesians, the
Oh,
white man. I hate
we're on
all of them.
YouTube. We're on YouTube. I
Not to
was
say that I hate Indonesian people. I just hate those
no.
particular people.
Oh, I have thoughts, but we're not on Patreon.
No. No. Let's move on to let's talk about our new couple.
Yeah,
Sean and Joanne, aka uh I forget his name.
the little
Colin.
iris.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I was like Colin
Yes.
somebody. And Mob Wife.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Um Renee, if you will.
Joanne.
Yeah, but I'm calling her Renee because she looks like Renee from
Oh,
Mob
duh.
Wife.
Yeah. Yes, she does. She did. She did give me Renee.
Yeah. So Sean is 36 and he's from Ireland. And he is a fighter.
Mhm.
Just like that Colin young racist man.
Is he
Uh,
racist?
yeah. Well,
Mm.
racist, I feel like he's like shock, so do with that what you will.
You know, Irish people. I be fucking with them for the most part, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they're usually on the right side of things because they were the oppressed white people
Mm-hmm.
of their of that ilk.
Mm-hmm.
American Irish people.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Like
op-
Bostonians.
exactly. Operative word,
Mm-hmm.
obviously, is American.
Yeah.
Are the worst.
Mm-hmm.
But Irish people usually, that's not to say that there aren't some waywards, usually be on the right side of things. So but I don't know enough about that Colin character to say anything
Yeah.
about him.
Yeah. Well, Sean is he looks like an insta baddie.
Yeah.
He is a fit fluencer. He's got the
Mhm.
tattoos on his thoke. That's the
Mhm.
thing that the young straggots wear at
Mm.
dawn.
Mhm.
These days. And he has an interesting type. He loves Italian Catholic milfs from New York.
Yeah.
He
Yes.
loves them of the big Ange variety.
Yeah. Yeah. He does. Like, it
And
gets him off
yes, and when I tell you Joanne fits his type,
to the fucking T. I
yes.
know that nigga used to bust nuts to mob wives. I know he did.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So we meet Joanne. She is a single mother of divorcee, single mother of two.
Works two jobs.
Yeah, she no, I'm not claiming any of her jobs. I don't trust that Long Island medium. Um so she
Healer, life
yeah,
coach.
yeah. So like her kids are 18 and 12, which is important. Because I was like, you have some big balls, queen, for you to Yeah.
Two
Big
sons
cojones.
too.
Right. And so she's 43 and she lives in Long Island.
Yeah.
She was married for 11 years at 18. And, you know, they grew apart. You know, people shouldn't get married at 18. That's crazy.
People should not get married till they're 30.
I agree. So, you know, she, as a profession, she is a natural born medium, she says, as well as a Reiki healer and
Yeah.
life coach.
Yes.
None of those things, well, a good portion of those things I don't believe in. Well, coming from her.
You know,
Yeah,
because you know
I
how I
know.
feel about, you know, spirituality and ness.
Yeah, yeah. I just don't believe her, you know?
Yeah, I don't
But
know.
I will say there is, because I thought about it, and like that word we're not supposed to say anymore. You know, the G
Oh,
word. I thought about mysticism, and I'm like in that culture. I'm like, oh, I could see how that could be a thing, but
Or them Nordic chants.
yeah, but that's not what she's doing. She is doing, you know, African things. So that's what it
Indigenous things.
Yeah.
Indigenous.
It all
indigenous
goes back
the
to Africa
Africas.
to me.
Exactly.
African
Exactly.
things.
You know, indigenous just means native to the land. I did
yeah.
that. So, I'm like indigenous across the board. You
yeah.
doing indigenous things,
Yeah,
lady.
indigenous things of the land, of the soil.
Yeah. And I don't think they're of soil.
No.
That's my problem. Like, listen, I get it, right? I
grounded.
remember I was in a what do I want to call this here? Just call it a session, right? We were discussing some things, and you know, they weren't wrong, but you know, my spirit be resistant. It was like, you have ancestors that are not black, and I was like, I like to call those ghosts. I was like, they were like, you keep denying all of your background, and I was like, is it a denying or a denouncing?
Two different things.
It's, you know, I choose
Yeah.
to part ways with,
Exactly.
but that doesn't mean that there are not some people who have gifts. I just, again, agree. I don't believe she is one of them.
No. They met through social media. He was looking to get like a tarot reading, and she was like, "Call me now," and so they got together after that. You know, she said the guides, you know, stopped showing her things because, and that's how she knew that was, you know, to quote Black Girl on this show, her person.
God, that girl.
Right. Apparently, Sean is a girl dad.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
You know.
Very
So
invested.
shout out to him. You know, he is a father. You know, good for him. Right? With those throat tattoos. So anywho, the kids, her children are going to pack up, you know, and get in their Sunday's best, and they're going to go to Ireland to visit him so that they can meet him for the first time.
Yeah.
Her kids are a little bit apprehensive about meeting him. You know, they're like, yeah, we want our mom to be happy, but they're also like, we're close to dad too, and we don't know him. And you talking about this your boyfriend, and he live yonder. I don't know how he move. You know.
And with her, she's never traveled outside of the United States until she met him. Had no plans of traveling outside of the United States till she met him. I had to make sure that was said because that's such a fascinating concept. I'm never leaving American soil. And it's like,
oh, I'm like that. I mean, I'm not saying that I am like completely anti-travel, but I am very like, no, I like America, the country I live in. I just don't like the people that run it.
No. Fair. You like half manga, but I'm.
Here's again, I can't deny like the native people, of this land who enriched this great land of America that we
Yes,
have.
Turtle Island,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I just know that there are specific things that America has that I thoroughly enjoy,
Yes.
that I know that cannot be reciprocated anywhere else. And I know that, some countries make things even a little bit more difficult for us and or easier, depends on where you go. And I'm just
Okay.
saying, like, I like America. I like being here. I
It's the
like
brand of hate that you. This is the most. First of all, this is the most tourist ass
no, because here's my
sentiments.
thing. Like, I watch there was a whole like year and a half where I watched like Locked Up Abroad exclusively. And, and then, which is a wonderful program.
I'm also like, what do
Horrible.
you intend on doing in these countries? I'm so
Well, the thing is, being a big black homosexual, I have to be careful of where my surroundings.
Yes, you do.
So I
You may
can't
no
move
longer go to
freely.
Ghana.
No.
That's off the table. It's
No,
off the
not
table.
at all. So I
And I
have
can't
to,
either because I'm an ally. They'll arrest my ass too.
exactly, exactly. So I'm just very like, it's. I'll travel to Portland, nice place. They have trees.
Where everybody got Black Lives Matter and
Ain't no niggas there.
the fucking Afropunk speech
Ooh, that
in
might
all of
stress
their
me out.
windows.
Ooh.
I'm just anyway.
Okay,
She,
back to Joanne,
like
the
XD, has
scammer.
no desire to leave American soil.
I mean,
but-
I will book us, and I will come to y'all. I'm just saying that I will
I'm like
come.
everybody internationally right now is like, boo, nigga, boo you. Boo.
I do have places I do desire to go internationally, but if you want to book Jade and XD in Switzerland, or London or the Seychelles, I don't know if you get us there. If you do, holler at the kid.
Love that.
Santorini,
Yes.
those places.
These are such fascinating places for Jade and XD fans to be. I'm just
They're all gay vacation stays.
I'm like Jade and XD fans in Greece,
Mhm.
London,
Oh, yeah.
perhaps, but Sweden, and what else did you
I
say?
do want to go to
Croatia?
South Africa. I do want to go there.
I would
for
like to go to
historical reasons as well as
Mhm.
just cultural reasons. Like, nigga, it's South Africa. And I need to and I need to meet Kanye. Have you did you ever watch Young Rich African or Young Fabulous African? I can't remember what it's called.
Had me watch
I feel like I did make you watch it.
an episode, a minute clip. I don't something that felt far too long, but I am aware of the
She's
television
such a
show because
ridiculous
of you.
person, and I need to meet her.
That's fair.
But
Where does she live?
Somewhere in South Africa. I don't know.
She's in South Africa. Okay, all right.
So
Well,
here's
yes,
the
go.
problem with Joanne. Was riding out for her until she lets us know that she has not told anyone, including her children, that her and Sean are actually married. And not only are they actually married, they have been married for 2 years. Like,
Yeah.
her child became a whole adult,
Mm-hmm.
had a something ritual that Catholic people do, the other one, you know what I mean? Like, growing
Yeah.
up, niggas
Yeah.
can vote now. Still don't know. We've been through
Nope.
like half
Smoke
a presidency.
cigarettes. Yep.
Half a whole presidency ain't told a soul.
You were married for half a presidency.
Like, that's like monumental things happened. Like 2 years is a long time. 1 year is fucked up. 2 years is like just pee directly on me because like you know what I mean?
Which is what it sounds like her mother said in the preview for next week.
Yeah. And
she acknowledges it. She's like, listen, as time goes on, not only is this becoming more difficult, but I am regretting this more. I am not the decision, the decision to not tell anybody. She's like, because as time goes on, this becomes more and more egregious, and I look crazy. And I'm like, you do, sister.
You do. So later on, she's smoking a bong on Skype with him, and she's like,
"True love.
My mama can't come to Ireland, so I'm gonna have to tell her." And he's like, I don't know about telling her, but I guess if you must, you must.
She's scared to tell her mother, and she's scared to tell her children.
And, and she's kind of like, if my sons ain't with it with him, then this ain't going to be a thing. But it's really hard for me to, when people say that, to believe, especially if you, like, you're doing wrong if you've kept your marriage a secret for 2 years. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yes. Or that you fucked up somewhere along the lines and continue to, because every waking day that passes.
Every day.
That you don't say anything makes this shit worse and worse and worse.
Bigly. Big time.
So I just feel like we're going to get the previews of her mother alone. I'm just looking forward to what we're going to get from them.
Oh, yeah. Super excited. Let's move on to another. Let's go back to the dating couples. We can go with Dempsey and Statler, the lesbians.
Yes.
I'm a little confused by this van situation because my note says at the top, I'm more interested in this van than them.
Oh, the van was cute.
Yes.
It was very cute. It was very cute.
It was very cute. Now, remember, I told you the guy that I follow on the YouTube, he doesn't have a bathroom in his. I think it's probably easier to just have he like goes to like Planet Fitnesses and stuff around. And then, or if he's out in like camping in nature, then, you do what you got to do. But like here, I find it so interesting that are they just going to hook it up to like campgrounds, like a Winnebago of sorts?
I think so. My understanding and my very limited understanding, so let me be very clear, is that when people get campers or Sprinter vans or whatever, living on wheels, they can go to campgrounds. I don't know, and I think there are places to hook up there specifically. You have to rent spaces, but that's what I know from here. And
they
that's
do
my
that
limited
for tiny
knowledge
homes
of
in here. Yeah. Tiny homes, Winnebagos.
So, you have to reserve spots, and like there's a certain amount of, and you have to pay for spots. So I'm wondering how that's going to work for them. With them being on the move 24/7, because that's another expense. I didn't even think about paying for spaces to stay.
Unless if they do stealth. One of these days, I got to show you stealth camping. That's an ABC show when we would come back. How this white man randomly stealth camps in places. Like, he stealth camp for sport. White. Like, he'll do it in, like, a McDonald's parking lot. Or, like those ditch ravine things.
Why? That's like cooking on your dashboard.
It's weird. I know.
What are we doing this for?
But even with the van life, also there was a lady who commented on one of our 90-day videos who is in van life. So email us. We'd love to know more. Honestly,
I'm not opposed to van life. Like
I'm not either. I just need to know more.
People who it's for. Right. I would like to know how does this how does this work? How does this function? How
And
does this?
especially like I told you, the white man we follow, he like cooks in his van. I did not like Dempsey and Statler's little kitchenette thing or their bedroom. It could have been better. But
Oh, I thought their little kitchenette thing was cute.
I'm only basing it off of what I've seen. I was like, well, his was better.
Oh, okay. All right.
But then again, I don't necessarily like international kitchens, but that's something else we could discuss.
Your opinions are so fascinating.
Have you never? I know you don't believe in House Hunters International, but if you ever watch House Hunters International, they show like the kitchens in every country, and I'm like, I'm proud to be an American.
When I remember I'm trying to think of international kitchens that we've seen.
The only
I
one
like
liked,
okay, so
Girls.
old girl from Malta.
Yes.
Her kitchen was cute. Who else's house have we seen? We've never seen Sarper's kitchen, if you think about it. We've seen other rooms, not his kitchen. Oh wait, yes we have. They look like regular kitchens. I'm so confused by you. I'm
gonna show you. I'm gonna show you, and you're gonna be like, So
anyway,
anywho, the girls are waiting for the van to get dropped off. Statler is in a little better space, and because remember she was being a bia last episode that they were on. And
she also got
hungry.
a nap. She act like a 6-year-old who got whooped in 1992.
Yeah.
You know how you just take a nap right after?
Yeah.
They fought and she just went to sleep. Mama was tired and irritated.
She just needed a sandwich. Yeah.
She very much lives by a she thinks managing her expectations means expecting the worst. And it's like, that's not how that should go, sister. You can manage your expectations without thinking everything is gonna go to motherfucking hell.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you will live in this chihuahua-like anxiety that we've been seeing for the past several episodes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Or be like Eeyore all the live long day, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, you know, yeah, they get the van and that was it. Nothing happened.
Yeah. No, they get it, and it's still everything's still gonna go off the rails.
Yeah. So, next we have Corona, Fifi Dobson, and Ingi. It's Bun Day. You know, I play The Sims a lot, and so like The Sims has weird or like funny things. Like there's like Simlish, right? There's like how you say hi in Simlish is susu, and there's a whole bunch of other things, right? So Balladur, I think that's how you say it, is Bun Day in Iceland.
Okay.
Which sounds like a random holiday in The Sims, where apparently you smack people on the buns.
Yeah, with a gender reveal paddle.
With a trans pride paddle.
Yeah.
And that is to, depending upon how many whacks you get on your bum, you get buns in return. Now, not to be confused, us Caribbean folk with bun, which
not
is
bun
a
and
muffin,
cheese.
not bun and cheese, which is a delicious concoction. But no, this is bun, more of like a donut, if you will, a fancy cream.
Yeah, it was a pastry,
which looked fabulous.
Looked delicious. I didn't think Iceland had it like that.
Yeah, no. So that he wakes her up with this trans pride flag paddle, and you know she's fake sleep like an influencer, and so she's like, oh my god, stop. And so he explains to what it is. It's like a pre-Easter event.
Yes.
So you know, if you celebrate it, shout out to y'all. Anywho, they go down to the boulangerie, and or patisserie, whatever they went down to. And she's trying to let him know, like, everything she's given up for him.
Yeah. Yes, and like what things mean to her. And listen.
And I feel like you should have had this conversation, and he should have had a clear understanding before you got on that plane.
I was like, is this stupid ass soft partnering you keep throwing and shoving down our fucking throats?
Oh my god.
Does this include a lack of of effective communication? Because I'm not understanding how you being intentional about the way that you deal with somebody emotionally means let me also withhold information. That doesn't go together.
No, if she says soft partnering one more time, I'd much rather have a tarantula lay eggs in my ear.
When I tell you, I would rather a roach crawl in my earlobes than listen to her say this shit again.
Yeah, I hate it.
So she's like, I've been soft partnering you, so I haven't explained to you thoroughly what I've given up, what it really means, and how I also have not gone ballistic on you in moments of frustration. And he's sitting there just as confused as we are, because none of this makes any fucking sense. Mm-hmm. But she gets her test results to make sure that she can transfer as a nurse to Iceland. She passed. So, and I think she was getting irritated by his reaction because that buildup was unnecessary. It was like, I got the results, and if I don't pass, then I will have to think what I'm going to. And I also was supposed to get it. And he's like, can we just look at the results?
Yeah. Bitch,
you passed. Like, we did all of that for what?
Yeah.
And now with the midwifery program, you gave it up already, girl. Girl, Melanie is done. You gave up Johns Hopkins. Stop talking about it. Mm-hmm. Figure out what you're going to do here. You moved here. So why are you... this is what irritates me about every couple on this show, is that they move to wherever they're going to be at, and then they start questioning all of the things that they should have been a part of the planning and decision-making process in the first fucking place. And this girl drives me the fuck crazy.
Again, what do y'all be talking about?
What do y'all be talking about?
Like, I feel like this is prime passive aggressive conversations could be had here. If you want to have these hard conversations on the phone where you don't have to look at each other or whatever and control it because you have whatever weird issues, I feel like this would be the prime opportunity. Or all you have is time and opportunity because this person lives 6,000 miles away.
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand what the fuck conversations were happening on the phones of anybody who's ever been on 90 Day Fiancé.
No. Last but not least, we have the latest Indonesian novella. I don't know what soap opera titles they have in Indonesia, but whatever it is, it's the top-rated one, and it is here.
It is, and she is the top-rated actress.
Because
thespian galore.
Like, cry on cue, just emoting, just...
I also hate both of them.
I hate everybody involved.
The White Sloth and Tatha.
And I hate them for a different reason. Not in like, I hate them because I genuinely hate James and Tatha, but I hate them because her parents are fighting.
There's also so many cultural differences here.
Yeah.
So dad is teaching the gringo how to make banana chips. And not only is he now wanting to hold off on how long he tells them that they have moved. Remember, not they are moving, that they have moved. He now wants to wait until they feel secure enough in Indonesia to even tell her parents that they have moved. And so I don't know how you're going to do that when you all still don't know how you're going to make fucking money, because you are currently discussing this up until the end of this episode. So they're grating the cheese on the banana chips with their bare pink hands, and he's getting concerned about the profit margins that he's learning about and how much can actually be made, which is 90 cents per package. They approve of his banana chips. So we learned that they are $8,000. They had an $8,000 car bill on a vehicle that they also pay a monthly note on. That is the most upside down shit I have ever heard in my life. I'm like, did you crash the car and you all are having to pay repairs, and with you already having a car payment? Or
they were being dishonest with us.
I'm like, what? How the fuck do you have an $8,000 bill on a car that also has a car note? But anyway, so they need $700 a month to cover their U.S. expenses, which does not even cover what they need to live in Indonesia. Stupidest decision ever made. But they tell the parents that they are thinking about moving there. To gauge their response, the parents are excited. It's what they've always wanted. They want their baby girl back with them. They let them know about the debt that they're in, and the dad is like, okay, bet. So parents should be responsible for their children always. It doesn't matter how old they are. So we'll cover the debt, but you got to promise me that you're not going to acquire any more debt after this. No more loans, no more borrowing. And all of this conversation is happening with Tatha translating. So it is literally James saying something, she translates to the parents say something, she translates to James. James also wants her to take control of this conversation where she is no longer translating, and you can see her getting overwhelmed in all of the communication and the responsibility falling on her. Somewhere in all of that, he is getting frustrated with her because, again, he wants her to take control of this and explain why debt is necessary. And
that's what I did not understand.
It did not make sense.
I understand that you don't want them to like buy your debt out or whatever, right? Because you don't want that responsibility to be put on them. However, you are being very argumentative to the fact, like, well, no, that's not how it works, and like we need debt and blah blah blah. Like, no.
What other fucking choices do you have? You either let this man pay this debt, or you figure out how you're gonna live. It's one or the other, or move the fuck back to Maine, where your family hates you for your flip-floppy ass decisions. So what's it gonna be? All of this arguing about potential borrowing again in the future is completely futile to what you need to do right now. Mm-hmm. So in the midst of all of this, him saying he doesn't feel comfortable with putting the burden on them, and she also doesn't feel comfortable with that burden being on them, she breaks down into a full anxiety attack. Full anxiety. I mean, bawling, crying a river, hollering, gasping. It is theater, okay? Theater. And somewhere in all of this,
Sally Field could never.
Gwen, please. Meryl Streep. Who? Yeah. Nigga. Mm-mm. Julia Roberts. What? Mm-mm. Angela Bassett. Where? Mm-mm. No. Tatha is that girl. EGOT winner. So, somewhere in all of this, her father has her ask for her mother's forgiveness, which I assume was for putting an additional burden on them. Mm-hmm. And she got to kiss the feet. And James is confused as ever. And Tatha is screaming and crying and throwing up on her mother's feet. And and that's where we leave off. It was I understand this was fully cultural. Yes, nigga, because we can't make sense of this. We didn't have to grow up doing this. I can also acknowledge that I don't understand what the fuck just happened. I rewound the fucking scene.
I had to watch it twice as well because I was like, did I miss something?
Same. I was like, wait.
Is there like a scene that they cut out that they couldn't like air? You know what I mean? Like, total side note, I wonder what the cutting room floor footage looks like for these shows. Oh. But
I was like, did she call her mother a bitch? Like, yeah. I am so. What did I miss?
Yeah.
So I could only assume after the second watch that he was telling her to ask for forgiveness for the burden that she's putting on them, even though they don't mind taking it on.
And they were like, okay, cool. Just don't get any more. I wish my mother would tell me, here's what a check for.
Right. Here's for your Sally Mae.
Just don't get into any more debt. I would kiss her feet every fucking day.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And just promise me you'll never get into debt again. Do you know how easy of a promise that could?
Girl, don't even worry about it. I will cut these credit cards up. I will never go to school again.
I would cash only everything.
Okay, it ain't
I'll keep my money underneath my mattress.
For me to get this burden off my back, and that's what the father was saying. He was like, "You don't need to be walking around with this burden on your back. Like, let's get rid of this, and then you all start fresh." And it was no tea. But James was stupid and argumentative about that in a foreign language, and Tatha can't keep her shit together long enough to. So I don't know.
No, and I'm wondering where you get it from because your mama seems to be very together. So I don't know where you.
Mom was like, okay, and then mom got up, sat in the chair. Mom got her feet kissed and throwed up on. And it did bat an eyelash, nigga. Yeah. So, yeah, this I don't know what the fuck. I don't even. I have no wrap up thoughts for them or anything. I'm just like, we'll see.
We'll see, dog. Mm-hmm. But until next time, friends. Bye.
Bye.